Hey there guys and gals, just a quick one before we begin. Thank you so much for watching this guide. If it helps or if you enjoy it, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with a friend as well. Huge shout out as well to all my Patreon supporters and YouTube members, so thank you so much. Also, if you enjoy the dark side of gaming, which involves controversies with streamers and studios, murder and more, check out my podcast called Gaming's Darker Side. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. So thank you so much, and now, on with the good stuff. So welcome along then to yet another piece of good stuff. And we're back playing another Crab's Treasure, which surprisingly came out with a DLC title update. And this is the way that you do actual DLC title updates. It's not with 1,000, extra 1,000, which takes you 2 minutes to do. It's a couple of hundred gamer score, and it's going to take roughly between an hour, between 30 minutes and an hour. This is how normal DLC title updates usually are. So, nice job, Aggro Crab, keeping the traditional DLC title updates alive. But anyway, yes, it is a DLC title update. New Game Plus, all that good stuff. But before we do that, we're going to grab a couple of quick, easy achievements on our original game save files. So, again, if you followed my guide, or even if you played it from the last time, if you continue, you should end up back at the bottom of the drain. Obviously, this is where we were before we went into the last part of the game. So I'm just going to check here the settings again, just to make sure that, again, if you haven't played it for a while, obviously we've got, just make sure that we've got extra shell durability to high, reduce damage taken all, so we basically are completely invincible. That's what we want in life, to be completely invincible. And, live till we're, I don't know, would people like to live until they're like 100, 150, or is that too much? Anyway, right, we don't have to level up anything. What we're going to do is Shellyport. So the first one we're going to get is an achievement called I Am Speed. And we're going to go to the Grove entrance, the expired Grove entrance. And no, it's not speed as in I show speed. I mean, that guy is very Marmitey, isn't he? He's very flavoured, fizzy water. You either love him or you hate him. And that's just the way he is. But we're going to head to the left anyway, as we head down. A couple of enemies that we are going to get rid of. And again, I always just end up getting rid of these enemies just to make it a little bit easier. So as we're walking along, we're not getting hit in different locations and different places, and then we get confused as to where we're at. So, again, we're just sort of at the middle-y part after we have killed these enemies, right next to this big fishing line and this big colander right here. So we'll continue heading on sort of straight forwards, where we just shot that crab. No, that's not the year of the crab. We are the year of the crab. Kiss the fish, kill the fish, don't kiss the fish. Oh, you'll be arrested. Don't kiss fish, especially not in that manner. And then if you press the left trigger... Now, I was actually doing this and forgot which button it was. But if you press the left trigger, head over to the left slightly. You can already see where the snail is. This is the snail, the turbo snail. Pretty messed up, but he's all good. But that is the first achievement there. I am speed. So, once you have gotten all the speed, press start. Head across with the right bumper, or left bumper, whichever way. Doesn't make a difference. But we are going to die instantly. Just so we can head back to our shell. Because there's nothing else to do in here. I mean, you can stick your head in the poisonous water if you want. If you want a bit of a laugh, or, I mean, that'll probably be a new TikTok trend, though, in this bloody latest generation, huh? Oh, they all do it on TikTok. You stick your head in bleachy, poisoned water. It's so much fun. Makes your hair fall out. Right, so we're off to New Carcinia, and we're off to the upper crust of New Carcinia. And it's not me that's just been stupid, right? There are stupid TikTok trends, because TikTok's stupid, right? Right. Alright, welcome to New Carcinia. Where we're going to head then is, we're going to head straight up. And you can already see we're heading to the next museum. You can already see it on our right. It looks like a radio type thing. One of those ham radios. Ham and cheese radios. So pop in. And you should be getting this. Now, again, I never went here on my original playthrough. So I think it should unlock anyway. But But even if it doesn't, you can come back here on New Game Plus. We got to come to New Carsania anyway on New Game Plus. So you should get it then. But I believe that should unlock for everybody. Right, now we're going to head back to our shell. We're going to go and do one more thing before we actually begin New Game Plus. And if you're wondering why this takes 40 minutes or so, it's because when we do start New Game Plus, we do have to play the game the first sort of 20, 25 minutes or so of the game. Right, next up, we are going to head to the Expired Grove, Topoda's Garden. Topoda's, whichever garden it is, you're going to stick it right into Topoda's Garden. And this is where we're able to do the boss rush events. Now, of course, we still can use our gun and everything like that, so obviously these boss rush events make it very easy. But I will give props again to Aggro Crab. These are the DLC title updates, which a lot of us were used to, especially in the Xbox 360 days and PlayStation 3 days. But anyway, let's go ahead and speak to Topoda. We're going to go to Trials of the Warrior, and we are going to choose anyone. You can choose literally anyone, it doesn't matter, because we're all going to beat them dead. Now, basically, I'll just pick the top one, but there's basically going to be 3 bosses in each one. And the first one's going to be straight in front of us. Now, a lot of people have had problems with this next part because they didn't know what to do. And it's true that I didn't either. Basically, I just expected it to be 3 bosses all at once, or, one after the other. But no, for some of these, you actually have to interact with the world around you. So, for instance, for this one, we have to interact with the soda pop machine. And we actually have to wear... I don't know if you have to wear a specific can shell, but I ended up putting 3 on. And then after the 3rd one, for some reason, the next boss decided to appear. So if you are having problems, that's why. Because you've got to wear some fizzy drinks cans, some soda cans. And then the next boss will appear. Nefro, Captain of the Guard, which will appear from the left. So there it goes. So that's Nefro. Nephrophiliac. No, Philiacs. No. But the next boss should appear right in front of us, and it is the big Queen Bro. There she is. Old Queenie Bags. So you may have to go up to her, do all the dialogue stuff. Oh no, we're all good. We'll just kill her dead straight away. There we go. Nikki Magista. Right, and that'll be it. So that'll be your 3rd achievement there, done in less than 10 minutes, which is always nice. And again, it's these ones, I really enjoy these title updates. Because that's what it was during the 360 and PlayStation 3 era. They used to come out with hourly long title updates, which were very easy or maybe a little bit difficult. But something that the devs went, oh, you didn't do this during the original playthrough. Well, just do it now. There you go. Rather than... oh, jump 200 times for 1,000 gamer score. Hooray! Right, we are going back to the old ocean. We're going to At Wall's End. The reason we're doing this is because we are now going to finally begin the beginning of the new Beginning Game Plus playthrough. So, yep, there is no going back. That's fine. So what we're going to do for this bit then, if you remember from the original game, we've just got to do a little bit of jumping. And then we have to shoot the bad guy twice. And then basically head towards the end. So, yeah, very, very easy next part.
Hey there, pal! No hard feelings about our little disagreement earlier, right? Come on, do it! Hit me! Don't be a coward! Psych! Would you just die already? No, Krill, wait! Don't put that on!
I think I get what Chitin meant now!
Krill, hold on! Let's talk about this like adults! Hey, pal. No hard feelings, right?
Now, if this, again, was the type of game that you know, not particularly into, again, this wasn't my type of game, these Souls-like types games or whatever, really not my scene, so if you played and you sort of had enough, you get to hit this guy twice so you can get your shell, and that makes it even more satisfying. Especially...
Thankless deeds.
Now, I'm not saying it, like, this was a great game, but it's a genre that is not for me, so when I finally got to the end, it was very satisfying to hit that son of a monkey, that son of a crab, shall we say. Again, just go ahead and press the A button here to skip through all of the dialogues, although props to everyone who was involved in the game. But yeah, it's always, I mean, everyone's done it, haven't they? They've played a game where they've sort of enjoyed, but they sort of haven't because it's not their thing, and then when they get to the end, it's like extra satisfying. That's kind of what it was for me. But anyway, here we go. So where are we at? 12 minutes. So we do have about, what is that, 20, about, yeah, like I said, it's about 20 to 25 minutes of playing the game now. In order to get the last 2 achievements. Because we're going to get the first one as we begin, called Prepare to Die, and that is just starting a new playthrough. So there it is. New Game Plus. So we will choose our completed game file. Again, obviously, to get New Game Plus, you have to do a completed game file. You'll actually have to complete it first. And you can choose any new game save slot, and then you will continue. And then, well, again, I'm not sure. Again, this depends on how long ago you played the game. But, yeah, we go from the beginning. Which I can hear a lot of people are going to be delighted with. Hooray! But no, it's not too bad. It won't be too bad to run through. But, of course, New Game Plus, the enemies are tougher. So if you were going to do this legit, without the cheats and everything, the enemies are tougher, and there are more of them as well, especially those stupid worms that come out of the ground. But for now, this is just a legitimate, not legit, linear pathwards. So, we will head down. Obviously, we're into the sea now. And what I should say is, obviously, what we're going to do, we're just going to, for the majority of the time, we're just going to blast straight there. Now, a couple of things I will, so we're not going to be going out of our way to grab, you know, a couple of collectibles or whatever. Obviously, we have no weapon, so we can't actually fight back or anything, so it is going to be a case of just running through. But there will be some of those worms that be sticking out of the ground, and more crabs that are going to shank us there. One of them just shanked me from the back right there. Just shanked me blood. And as you can see, there was a little worm as well. So always be a lookout for X's on the ground, like right here. And if one does appear, remember to just hit the B button so that you can sort of roll forward slightly. Otherwise, we will head straight forward. Now, again, 2 things I should say for the final 2 achievements. Make sure that we've got at least 150,000 microplastics. You should, even if you don't have that many, so microplastics are the, see where I've got 255,000, the sort of currency right there. That is, oh, now we can get our gun on as well, since we've got our weapon. But make sure you got at least 150,000 if you didn't buy any of the stowaways in the original playthrough, which I didn't. So again, make sure but again, if you're just going to be killing every enemy as we go along, you should get more than 150,000 anyway. And then plus, make sure that you've got at least 100 of the crystals. Now, from the original playthrough, I've got more than 100, because we need it to craft a sigil. But make sure, as you're going through, you get at least 100 crystals. If not, if you don't have enough by the time we get there, you can actually refund your skill points, but you need to find a shark egg. So you'll have to find a shark egg. But again, a little bit more on that later on. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that's how much you needed. Again, like I said, more enemies in this one, including some of those annoying seahorse dudes that throw crap at you. But the paths are very much linearly the same. Now, here is something new if you haven't played the game before. No, I'm joking. We are still going to grab these moon snail shells, just in case. You know, again, you never know with developers. In another year, they might come out with another title update. So, you know, worth grabbing these moon snail shells just in case. Ah, bruh, come on, Lone Shark, dude. We've done this once already. I'm not doing it again. Okay? You can screw yourself, buddy. Right, so welcome to the Shallows. Right, this snail is actually going to try and kick our little crab Buns. So he is an extremely rude snail. Luckily for us, we have a gun. And I don't know why snails are so stupid, but you never mess with anyone with a gun. Especially crabs, who's using it on his back as a shell. Right, so sometimes I do, if I get some of if those little collectibles are in the way, I will go and grab them. Hey, what the heck? Get out of here. But again, like I said, just for the sigil, you may need to find a shark egg. Again, just killing off some enemies. Otherwise, we are going to be following that same path with all the confetti on the ground and the cigarettes each side. Because we're just going to head straight up to the castle. But as you can see, yes, there are quite a few more enemies than in the original playthrough. So, anyway, just head straight up and then can basically continue straight on until we reach and speak to Le Quen. Fort Slacktide, it's the place you'd love to touch, but you mustn't touch. The place sounds good in your ear, and when you're in there, you mustn't fear, 'cause this place can't be touched by anyone. Anybody know what that song's from? It's more Max Power than it is Fort Slacktide, but yeah, I thought I'd just give you a little entertainment there. And I know some people are going to be like, shut up and just play the game. Well, I'm sorry, okay? Anyway, smash through the dialogue here with Queen Nikki Mirage, or whatever her name is. Oh, Magista.
Oh, yeah, look, I mean...
Oh, my... But...
Okay, oh, yes!
Okay, so once that is done then, we now have to get our fishing line power, so if we head backwards towards the main entrance, but then take the next left, Again, it will, all of this will just be very familiar to you, especially the paths. We've got the Mario cigarettes, of course. Definitely not a rip-off of anything, not a pun, a thing of anything. Just head up onto the nets and climb over to the right. And we are going to jump off here. And then we're going to make a big jump for it straight in front of us, over the packets of everything, and then go straight into the cards in order to get our fishing line. Where's the exit, Marge? Where's the exit? Where's the exit? Right, there it is. Obviously, I got confused in the original playthrough too. Anyway, head straight through, obviously, into the next door, avoiding big spaggy boughs, buzz, and then get the fishing line. Now, if you remember as well, on these stairs, there is going to be one big giant spiky bough that's going to be barreling down the stairs. Doesn't matter if, of course, you've got invincibility on, but just to let you know. Again, just in case, always worth doing these shortcuts as well, getting the fishing line down right there. Otherwise, we'll head straight across and then to the left from here. Now, it is not this bit where we are going to get the sigil achievement. This is basically, we just have to press the X button while wearing a shell. So, obviously, just basically shooting. So we're going to do this with the next enemy, who appears to have an even bigger... I don't know, he's just covered in ink or something, but that's an extra shell for the crab. So, in this next area then, again, paths are generally pretty linear, so hopefully you should be able to follow along nicely, but in this next area, there is one island where there is a whole bunch of those worms, literally a whole bunch of them as well. So you've got to be very, very careful, or you can, there's a jellyfish that just disappeared upwards, so you can actually go up on the jellyfish right here, there it is, to the left, so you can either go up onto the jellyfish, or you can be stupid like me, and you can just be absolutely moronically stupid like me, and go onto this island. But yeah, my best bet is to go ahead and use the jellyfish before this island to go up, and then float your way over this island. That would be a preference. Poor Krill got absolutely mashed up then. But there we go, we finally got out of it. There is another boss down here, so we're just going to kill the enemies down here. And here we are then. This is where we are going to get the sigil achievement. And again, you had to make sure that you had at least 100 crystals, which, again, if you were going through from the original playthrough, you should have more than enough. We've got to unlock the Shelly portation anyway. Shelly! But again, if you have found a shark egg, you are able to refund your skill points and then buy a sigil and do the rest of the skill points anyway. But you can obviously... If you don't have a shark egg, again, I do apologise. I don't know where... I don't think there's one that's too far away. But obviously, you can just come back to this point at any point. There you go. There's the sigil. So you can buy any one that you want. And then we get the I'm moving different achievement. Ah, delicious. Right. One left to go. And we've got still about another 15 minutes of walk playthrough left that we've got to do. Right, so now what we have to do is head back to Fort Slacktide, and it's obviously a bit more messed up, and we've just got to go through a couple more things before we reach New Carcinia. So we're going to head back to the Shallows, we're going to go to Central Shallows, and head back into the castle. So, first things first, speak to Broski, beat Broski. He's a weary guard. He's about to be a dead guard. So, once we fish hook our line across, now obviously again, New Game Plus equals tougher enemies and stuff. So again, if you're playing this legit, just be a little bit more on the lookout of the awareness. But from here, what we need to do is actually, we need to jump across these boxes, and we're actually going to head down. That is the way forward. Again, can be slightly confusing, but no, that's where we're going. So we're going to head down, again, just shooting enemies that we come across, obviously. There we go. Took my time, but we got there. Just nip around to the right. So once we've gotten through all that fun stuff, we can now just drop down. Again, there wasn't really any point in me speaking right there. It's literally just a pretty linear path. But if we spin around, you're going to see 3 crabs that we need to shoot. And you know that is the right way, because that is going to be the exit way. Bam, bam. Delicious crab sticks. Very much Kanye West, who admitted to playing with his cousin. Interesting. Well, now we definitely like fish sticks. Right, so there should be one enemy here. But he was actually in the next room for me, stuck for whatever reason. So we head to the right, one's going to burst out the wall, and then the other enemy for me was, yeah, right there. Just sticking out of the wall. So now we're going to head down, we're going to beat Queen Nikki Madridja, Real Madrid, whatever its name is.
Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but your guards are going nuts out there.
Oh, Clontre, little honey. All of our lives are as sand beneath the tide. You'll see one day.
So now with that bit out of the way, the next door should open, and we can be on our merry way. Yes, we've only got about 9 minutes or so left of gameplay. I'd say about 7 or 8 actually. So yeah, we've done this area, we've done Fort Slacktide. Now we're on our way. We're on our way to getting another 300 gamer scow. And for the last time, we do have to go through this colourful reefy bit. So again, this is just a case of using your focus to focus in on some enemies, shoot them all, and then it's just, you know, if you remember it, it's just platformy. And that's about it. With a couple more worms added in for extra pleasure. Broski's just about to go for a heroic jump. There's 2 worms on the next island that we've got to go through. So what I'm going to do is make a heroic jump and fail spectacularly at it. Alright, let's try that again. But there are 2 of these worms on this island. There's the first one. And then there's the next one on the left. So, you know, right, time to go for the next heroic jump. Let's go! And I failed spectacularly at that one too. Okay. Here we are, new cutscene here. And all we got to do, like I said, is just buy the new stowaways to finish the title update. And again, you should have at least 150,000. Now, if you remember, I started this on 255,000. And I've got 442,000. So, again, got more than enough just by shooting and killing all the enemies. So you should have plenty, way more than enough. So, again, you're just sort of following along for a moment until we get introduced to the mayor and all that stuff again. So then, if for whatever reason the achievement for going into the museum for the first time didn't unlock in your original playthrough, you have another opportunity here to try and do it now, and it should do it. Should have done it regardless anyway, but just in case, obviously straight in front of you, just over the paper bridge, is where the museum is. But for us, we're going to head straight down to the left, and we're going to go ahead, find the main path with all the confetti on the floor. We're going to head to the main central part of this area, where the, looks like a stage or something with a bunch of little kids on it. This is where we're going to get the stowaways. Now, like I said, obviously, because we were just playing it as we were playing it, I didn't buy any stowaways. But this time, we can buy everything. So, speak to Nema. Choose what's a stowaway, and then we can choose to buy the... There we go. So, increase stowaway capacity. So again, as long as you've got at least 150,000 microplastics, you should have more than enough. So just keep spending until you get to stowaway capacity level 10. And that'll be it. That'll be the title update. Completos, Danos, Bambinos, as it were. Right, surpassing my limits. Wish I could do that with my tiredness, to be honest. But it doesn't work like that. But there we go then. So that is another 300 gamer score complete. Another Trap's Treasure all done and complete. So again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Big love. Big juicy fish stick crab love.